Imagine a time long ago when the world was vastly different from what we know today. People lived in small, close-knit villages where everyone knew each other. They did not have supermarkets or cars. Life was different then, simpler yet more challenging in many ways. People worked hard to survive, relying on their skills and the land. They needed food, clothes and shelter, which they provided for themselves through their daily labor. Most people worked in three main areas: agriculture, craftwork and trade. These jobs were essential for the community's survival and prosperity. These activities shaped how people lived and interacted with each other, creating a strong sense of community and interdependence. Life in ancient times was a tapestry of hard work, cooperation and resilience. Agriculture was crucial for ancient people. It was the backbone of their survival and the foundation of their communities. Without agriculture, they wouldn't have been able to sustain their populations or develop their cultures. They needed to grow their own food to ensure a stable and reliable food supply. This was essential for their daily sustenance and for the growth of their societies. China cultivation was one way they did this. This method of farming, also known as slash-and-burn agriculture, was particularly effective in certain environments. It's a type of farming that's been around for a very long time, dating back thousands of years. It was practiced by many ancient civilizations across the world. First, farmers would choose a piece of land. This selection was crucial as it determined the success of their crops. They would clear the trees and bushes, removing any obstacles that could hinder the growth of their crops. Then they would burn the area. This process, though destructive, was necessary to prepare the land for planting. This made the soil fertile. The ash from the burned vegetation added essential nutrients to the soil, making it rich and ready for cultivation. After the burning, farmers would plant their crops. They carefully sowed seeds into the nutrient-rich soil, ensuring they would have a bountiful harvest. They grew things like grains, which were a staple in their diet and provided essential nutrients, vegetables, which added variety and additional nutrients to their meals, and yams, which were a reliable source of carbohydrates. They relied on rain to water their crops. The timing and amount of rainfall were critical for the success of their harvest. China cultivation was good for the environment. It was a sustainable method that allowed the land to recover and maintain its fertility. Farmers would only use a piece of land for a short time. This practice of rotating fields helped prevent soil depletion and ensured long-term agricultural productivity. Then they would let it rest. This fallow period was essential for the land to regain its nutrients and recover from the intensive farming. This allowed the forest to grow back. Over time, the land would return to its natural state, ready to be used again in the future. People in ancient times also practiced paddy field cultivation. This method of farming was particularly common in regions with abundant water supply, such as river valleys and areas with heavy rainfall. This involved growing rice in flooded fields. The water helped to control weeds and pests, creating an ideal environment for the rice plants to thrive. It was a lot of work. Farmers had to build channels to bring water to the fields. These irrigation systems were crucial for maintaining the right water levels throughout the growing season. They also had to control the water levels. This required constant attention and adjustments to ensure the fields were neither too dry nor too flooded. Besides farming, people had other jobs too. The community was diverse, with individuals contributing in various ways to the local economy. Some were craftspeople. They made things like pottery, tools, and clothes. These items were essential for daily life and were often traded or sold in local markets. Others were traders. They traveled to different places. These traders played a vital role in connecting distant communities and spreading goods and ideas. They exchanged goods like spices, textiles, and precious stones. This trade network helped to enrich the culture and economy of ancient societies, making them more interconnected and prosperous. Ancient people lived very different lives from us. They were connected to the land. Their work was essential for their survival. Understanding their ways teaches us about our own history. We can learn from their sustainable practices, like China cultivation. By studying the past, we can find ways to live in better harmony with nature.